Action happened off the record. And glad that you guys are here. I didn't really expect. So shall we start the lesson? We were doing that story thing. Let's see. I shared with you, I think, the next part that you were supposed to listen to. We are in minute 9. The auntie offered to tell a story, right? Exercise 4 was your homework. Okay. Yeah, the auntie offered to tell a story, and her story wasn't very exciting. The children didn't agree with what she was saying. They asked her a lot of questions. They actually didn't like the story. And the young man noticed that, and he intervened. Then the auntie defended herself, saying, it's not easy to keep young children, quiet, you know. So he said, okay, let me try. Exercise 4, you had to match these sentences, in A and B. So the children had heard the answer stories before. Go on.
So they weren't
interested in this one. The children had heard the answer stories before, so they weren't interested in this one. What was the aunt trying to do? The aunt was trying to tell the children that you should behave well so that you will be rewarded. It will help you in life. 2, the aunt said that the people saved the girl
Because she was so good.
because she was so good. That is what the aunt was trying to convey. The children didn't agree. They said that's not true. People don't save somebody because they are good or bad. People save people because they think this is what they should do. Why do you guys offer water to people when they are thirsty? Answer the question. Why do you offer water to people, thirsty people?
because we have humanity.
Because, Khushi? Rosana? Hey, Rosana. Be on camera, man. Okay. Everybody is off camera today. Don't know why, except Lena and Khushi. So, what was I saying?
Why we offer water
Why
to
do you
thirsty
offer
people?
water to thirsty people? I want to know from you all individually. Why do you offer water to thirsty people?
Because they are thirsty
They are thirsty.
and we are human.
Yes, Palak,
We
do you?
have humanity.
No, I am not actually answering this question. As soon as you said why we offer water to thirsty people, I was like, what else we are supposed to do? Like that's just instilled in our minds that whenever like a person is thirsty, we are supposed to give them water. What else?
Hmm. Yasmin, ma'am. Why do you offer water to thirsty people?
Because they
No.
are thirsty, they need water, and want to help them.
Hmm. Is there anybody here who would say It gives you, it is a virtuous thing to do, and it will help you in your afterlife or something, when you are in front of God Almighty and He's doing the
Oh, I don't think
account.
so. I don't think so. I
Hmm,
don't believe it.
hmm. Oh, so I've heard this from a lot of people. You should offer water to thirsty people because it will get you good points, in your account. And
Yes,
when your
yes,
accounts are done, calculated after your death, then these good things will help you actually that you have done.
make it.
So, how many of you, when you offer water, have this thought in your mind? How many of you believe that, yes, this is what will help us? Say yes if you believe in this. Say no if you don't believe in this. Lucky, I would take a yes
Well,
from. Yeah, Lucky will say
I
yes.
don't help people, sir. I don't help people thinking that it will give me something back. So when I give my help, like when I think of even helping somebody, I don't have any expectations from getting anything back from the help that I'm extending on. So
Right, right,
I don't believe in that.
right. But you believe that it will help you in your afterlife.
Sir, it will, but at that time I was,
But it is the
yeah,
motivation.
yeah. No, sir, it is not. I see your need water, so
Huh,
I suppose sometime I'm supposed to
huh,
open
huh,
you for the
huh,
water.
huh. No, like you're traveling in a very hot place. Okay, you have a bottle of water, and there is another thirsty person.
It isn't in the
You
back.
have a bottle of water. So you will offer water thinking that in your afterlife, it is going to be on your side, this good deed. It is going
At
to
that time,
compensate for some of the bad things you might have done,
no, sir.
when they are,
At
well.
that time, I'm not.
So do you believe in this or not? That's the
Yeah,
question. You believe in this,
yeah.
right? Yeah, got that was the point. You believe in this. How many of you believe that you offer water and that's why you get reward points, and these reward points will help you in your afterlife? I'm not asking whether you believe in afterlife or not. That's not my question, okay? My question is whether this will help in your afterlife or not. I'm not questioning whether you believe in your afterlife or not. Singh Sahab said yes, he believes that it will help him in his afterlife. Uh, yes, Khushi. Okay, so other people, please don't be quiet. Just give me a yes or
No, I
no.
don't think. No, I don't think.
You don't think it will help you in your afterlife. Okay, that you
Yeah.
did something good. Okay. Vikas, Zafri, Razana. Don't know. Don't know. Nobody knows, Vikas. It is something people believe, right?
Yeah.
Don't.
Uh, yes, sir, I believe. And
Hmm.
not only offer water, but all good deeds.
And I'm taking an example. I'm taking an example, trying to tell you something. Here in this story, when the auntie tried to tell the children that people saved her because she was a well-behaved girl, they
Yeah.
contested that point. They contested that, belief that no, people don't help you because you are good. People help you because they just help you. Okay,
Yes,
they
sir.
don't really think about it. So I also believe that people offer water because they know the feeling. Khushi, as you said, they know how it feels to be thirsty, and they have empathy, a quality that helps you understand other people's situation. Empathy helps you understand other people's situation better. So they understand from their own experience how it feels to be thirsty, and
Yes, sir.
instantly they want to help this person out of that feeling. So they offer their water. However, there are some people who don't have that empathy and they refuse to do so, even though they have water or something else that they can help other people with, but they refuse to help. Now, as mothers usually discipline unruly children with some threat of boogeyman. Behave well, otherwise the boogeyman will come. So some children behave well under that pressure because of that fear of boogeyman. Budhwa, in our language, budhwa jayega, okay? Boogeyman in English. Not real, but children feel scared. So a lot of human beings do not behave right. So when you tell them, hey, these things will help you somewhere, then they feel motivated to do so. Even those people who don't have empathy, even those people who don't have nature to help, sometimes help because they believe that in their afterlife, these actions will help them. So even if they don't want to, they do it. So in my personal opinion, like these children here said, people just help, people save you. So in my opinion, I think these stories were told to keep some people away from being selfish. Because nobody says, in no religion you will hear people say being selfish helps. Okay, they say help other people, share things with other people, be empathetic to other people. It will help you in your afterlife. So at least because of that greed, because of that incentive, some people will do the right thing. So yeah, but most of you, as you said, you offer water because you know that feeling of being thirsty, and it's not a good feeling. So when it is in your hand to get somebody out of that feeling, you do it. Sometimes we don't, because we think we might end up being thirsty if we share our water with other people. And that's why we don't share. Suppose you have a bottle of water and you are on a long journey and you're not sure you will have more water somewhere. And then you see somebody thirsty, sometimes you leave them alone. Even though you have a bottle of water, thinking if you give your water to this person right now, you are going to end up in his situation in a few minutes or hours or days. So this insecurity stops us from being generous, being, sharing. We don't share because of that insecurity. What might happen later? So some people, because they believe in these things, they leave it for good, ऊपर वाला, Almighty. कि भैया वो देख लेंगे, हमको अभी देना है पानी. Because ऊपर वाला says it is a good thing to do. So they will do it, even if they are insecure, even if they are not very sure that they will have enough for themselves tomorrow. But do you see such people today? Those who will, help other people selflessly, believing that the upper wala will help them. Do you see such people? Even the most devoted person, to upper wala, to Almighty, starts thinking about himself because he doesn't actually trust upper wala. I have a question. If somebody really believes, has real faith in upper wala, they should not hesitate from sharing what they have with people who need this, because they should believe that upper wala will help them when they're helping somebody. But you don't see people doing that.
I do, sir. And the greatest example of this are my father and my grandfather. In fact, sometimes, my mother starts quarreling. Like most of the fights in our house are caused. My father do not think for a second before helping somebody, even if it will cost him something. He will not hesitate. And I guess he has inherited this quality from his father, my grandfather. These both personalities, I have not seen people like them. But I'm the quite opposite. So sometimes I do worry that maybe I'm the adopted one, but I don't think like them.
Maybe you take after your mother, Palak. That's all. You're not
Yeah,
adopted.
no, but she's still more generous than me. Yeah, I'd say that I don't belong to them because, in fact, I don't deserve them. They are so nice.
Okay. By thinking this way, you prove that you are their daughter. Okay. And I was just going to add, I was just
You
going,
irritate me sometimes. I
do I?
hate you.
Okay, I was saying, uh, what was I saying? Yes. Yeah. Helping, going out of your way. Realize most of us do the calculations, don't we? We do the calculations that we will help as much as we can afford to without causing ourselves any problems, any miseries. Like you earn 100, then you give away 10 as charity because you know you need the 90. And I think it is quite practical. If everybody does it this way, even at least, I think the world will be much better place. But the problem is a lot of people earn 100 and want to keep all the 100. Don't want to give away anything at all to people who are not so lucky, not so privileged. They say, oh, it's my hard work. Of course, it's your hard work. But some people are working harder than you and still don't have a life, that they deserve. So it is our duty to help them. So altruism, this is what we call it, altruism, okay? Helping other people. Khushi, it will be an important word for you, altruism. Okay. So being altruistic, adjective, altruism is the practice, altruistic. Being altruistic is, I think, is something that we all need to be, motivated to become. And I think society helps. Surroundings, the surrounding that you have lived in will definitely have a bearing, influence on the way you think about these things. If you have lived with people who are always trying to snatch things away from you, then you will not develop that personality believing in charity. You will believe that you need to defend yourself. But if you have people around you who like doing charity, you have seen them not thinking too much about their future, not feeling very insecure about their future, then you might also start to behave that way. Again, one or two individuals don't count. I'm talking about the overall society, that kind of society surroundings you are part of. It will have an influence on you, an impact on you. Rosanna, do you want to add something? Lena, do you want to add something? Aisha, welcome. Simran, welcome.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Simran. So, yeah, those stories are really helpful, because some people don't want to do it. They're not mature enough to understand empathy. They are not empathetic. Okay, they don't understand other people's problems. So even if they don't understand, it's like, somebody is unable to see things clearly, you offer them glasses. So sometimes I think these beliefs help people behave, I will say, more rightly. I know some very, very thrifty people, thrifty is not the right word, stingy people, very, very miserly people, even they do charity. Why? Because it is for their God. Otherwise, they don't spend any money on anybody. So I think it helps. Anyways, the girl said that although some people are bad, the girl said that although some people are bad, go on. The girl said that although some people are bad, which sentence from the
People still
People
try to
still
save
try
them.
to save them.
still try to save them. Okay. Next. When the younger girl didn't listen,
While the aunt
While the aunt was telling her story.
The younger girl didn't listen while the aunt was telling her story. And she made a comment. It was so stupid that I didn't even listen. 5. When the aunt had finished her story,
The man said she was
The
not a
man
good
said,
she wasn't a good storyteller.
storyteller.
The man said she wasn't a good storyteller. 6. The young man agreed to tell a story
As soon as the
as
aunt
soon as the
suggested.
aunt suggested it.
suggested it. As soon as the aunt suggested it. Right. The young man agreed to tell a story. Yes. Let's look at the text you have shared. Flower, who worked on a similar study that surveyed African countries titled The Mental Health of the Young in Africa, published by NBER in December 2024, said while about half of the huge continent's population has never used the internet, those who have are likelier to show mental health problems. Likely is an adjective we use. He is likely to pass his exam. He worked very hard. He prepared very hard. Okay. He is likely to. Okay. So likely is an adjective. So when you have an adjective, you have a comparative adjective, a superlative adjective, right? Comparative form, superlative form. So likelier is the comparative form of likely. Let me explain again. It is likely to rain today. It is likely to rain today. What is the part of a speech of the word likely? It is likely. It is an adjective. Likely is an. It is likely to rain today. Okay. She's likely to call me today. It means there are chances. There is a possibility that she will call me today. She is likely to call me today. Okay. Yeah, she's so pretty and she's so nice that you are very likely to fall in love with her if you talk to her even for half an hour. Okay, she's so pretty, so nice that you are very likely to fall in love with her if you talk to her even for half an hour. So likely means, you understand here? There is a possibility of something, then it is likely that it will happen, or you are likely to do something. You are likely to do something. All right. He is likely to get angry if I mention this in front of him. He is likely to get angry if I mention this in front of him. If I mention what happened, he is very likely to get angry at me. So he is very likely to get angry means it is very probable that he will get angry. Okay. Oh, what is the comparative? Likelier. Now read. Flower, who worked on a similar study that surveyed African countries titled The Mental Health of the Young in Africa, published by NBER in December 2024, said while about half of the huge continent's population has never used the internet. One aspect is half of the population has not used the internet ever. Half, those who have are likelier to show mental health problems. They're likelier. Why comparative? Comparative in comparison to those who haven't used the internet. They're likelier to show mental health problems. Likelier than those who haven't used the internet. I hope you understand. Okay. When the young man agreed to tell a story as soon as the aunt suggested it. No problems here, guys? Okay, fine. So now let's get ready to listen to the man's story. Well, what did she say? It's not easy to tell stories that young people can understand and enjoy. It is not easy to tell stories that young people can understand and enjoy, the aunt replied, sounding stressed. Okay, I don't agree, said the young man. No, it is not that difficult. It is easy. Well, perhaps you would like to tell the story then. Then you should tell them a story, she suggested. Okay, said the young man, and he began. Let's get started to listen to the story from the young man. But before I play the audio and you listen to the story, you can look at the pictures rather, all those 4 pictures. Tell me, don't you think these pictures tell you what happened, what his story is? This story is about a pretty girl, right? A well-behaved girl. Take a closer look at the medals she has. Whenever you do something special, according to society, you are given medals, right? See, never late, best behaved child, and always polite. Look, how does she feel about it? She enjoys these tags. She enjoys this reputation, this image she has. When you might have seen at school, some children have a reputation for being bad, and some children have a reputation for being well behaved. And those children who have this reputation, this image, they try very hard to protect that image. If somebody makes any accusation, sometimes they start crying in front of the teacher to convince the teacher that they didn't do anything wrong, right? Because for them, their image matters so much. They think they have really earned that image. Now here, number 2. What happened in picture 2? King Leopold invites Bertha. Okay, so the girl's name is Bertha, the best girl in the world, to the palace. Okay, so another reward. See, when you build a reputation for yourself by being good, then what happens? Some people give you special sort of recognition. King invited her to the palace. The king doesn't normally invite ordinary people, right? But she was invited because she was never late. She was the best behaved child, and she was always polite. Okay, I think as a teacher, that's my job, because unfortunately, Palak, people here don't appreciate the value of input. Number 3, what happened here? The girl decided to go to the palace, and she is going through a forest or going through some woods. And what do you see behind the girl? A wolf, an animal, a dangerous animal. And in picture 4, you see the wolf looks pretty satisfied, got a good lunch. And look at these medals. All of them are lying here. Khushi, are you taken by surprise? What happened to the girl? Oh my God, your eyes bulged out so much. I couldn't believe it. She was like, what? The girl was eaten up. Okay, I'm gonna open the breakout rooms for you guys, where without reading the text or listening to the audio, you guys are gonna tell this story with the help of the pictures. Work with a partner, look at the pictures and say what you think happens. So I'm creating breakout rooms for you guys.
Sir, I will listen only today.
Come on, Sarah. Why will you only listen?
Sir, just for today.
Okay, because you're being so polite, just like Bertha. I can't say no to your, request.
I will speak then.
He says he will speak. All right. I'm going to, you stay here, okay, Palak, and I'm going to put you there, in one of the rooms. Please join. Lucky. I'm opening the rooms, people. Everybody's going to talk.
Sir, please provide this picture in the group.
Sure. Why is everybody being so polite today to me? You have never talked to me like this, Khushi.
Really? I don't think so.
Not like this.
I'm always polite.
You are, but not like this. Today you talked as if you were asking me for 10,000 rupees or something, so polite you were.
I don't know.
Okay, it is in the group now. I'm opening the rooms. Go ahead, people. Palak, where did you go? Why did you join? Okay, go ahead, go talk. You also join. Lucky. Yes. Away. Welcome back, everyone. It is time for us now to listen to the story from the man. And please, yeah, please. Yeah, of course, there. Switch number 3, I guess, from the right. On the right, yeah. Oh, no, the other one. Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm gonna play the man's story now. Listen to it and compare to what you guys thought. 9.11. Listen.
9.11 Young Man's Story.
Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a little girl called Bertha who was very, very good.
The children looked disappointed. They had hoped for a better story from him.
She was always well behaved and worked hard at school because she wanted to please her parents and teachers. She was never late, never dirty or untidy, never rude, and she never told lies.
Was she pretty?
Asked the small girl.
Not as pretty as you,
the young man said.
But she was horribly good.
The children were suddenly interested. Using the word horribly with good was unusual, and they liked how true it sounded.
Bertha was so good that she'd won 3 medals for it. One said never late, one said always polite, and the third said best behaved child in town. She wore them every day as she walked around town, so that everyone knew how good she was.
Horribly good,
Cyril reminded him.
Yes. Well, the king had heard how good this girl was, and he invited Bertha to tea at the royal palace. Bertha wore her best dress, which was very white and clean, put on her medals and walked through the woods towards the king's palace. But in the woods, there lived a big, hungry wolf. He quickly saw Bertha's clean white dress through the trees. Aha, thought the wolf. Lunch. He moved quickly and quietly through the trees towards Bertha. Bertha saw the wolf and ran, but it was difficult to run fast because of the medals. She hid in some bushes, but she was shaking with fear, and the wolf could hear the medals clinking together. He caught her and ate every bit of her, except for the medals, of course.
Oh!
9.11 The Young Man.
Guys. First of all, how many of you felt a little offended by the end of the story?
Satisfied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Palak is one of the little girls sitting on the train here.
Yes.
She was smiling.
That's why I'm satisfied.
Yeah, satisfied was the word she said. Satisfied. Khushi. Khushi is in the process, Khushi is in the process. As far as I know her, she's in the process. Khushi, did you feel happy with the end? With the, end of the story? There was a smile on your face.
Mixed feeling.
I know. I could feel. I know there was a smile, but this was not a smile of satisfaction or happiness. You're like, this? Really? There is a little bit of disbelief as well, because this kind of story you have not heard. Now, how many of us have heard such a story? This story is so logical here. So logical. Yes, Palak, you were saying something?
No, you just asked that how many of you have heard like stories these before. I said me.
Yeah, you have subscribed to Rotten Mango, right?
I love crime stories.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Uh, okay, one more time.
Story.
Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a little girl called Bertha who was very, very good.
The children looked disappointed. They had hoped for a better story from him.
She was always well behaved and worked hard at school because she wanted to please her parents and teachers. She was never late, never dirty or untidy, never rude, and she never told lies.
Was she pretty?
Asked the small girl.
Not as pretty as you,
The young man said.
but she was horribly good.
The children were suddenly interested. Using the word horribly with good was unusual, and they liked how true it sounded.
Bertha was so good that she'd won 3 medals for it. One said never late, one said always polite, and the third said best behaved child in town. She wore them every day as she walked around town, so that everyone knew how good she was.
Horribly good.
Cyril reminded him.
Yes. Well, the king had heard how good this girl was, and he invited Bertha to tea at the royal palace. Bertha wore her best dress, which was very white and clean, put on her medals and walked through the woods towards the king's palace. But in the woods, there lived a big, hungry wolf. He quickly saw Bertha's clean white dress through the trees. Aha, thought the wolf. Lunch. He moved quickly and quietly through the trees towards Bertha. Bertha saw the wolf and ran, but it was difficult to run fast because of the medals. She hid in some bushes, but she was shaking with fear, and the wolf could hear the medals clinking together. He caught her and ate every bit of her, except for the medals, of course.
Oh!
Why were the children disappointed at first? Because the start was of a typical story of a good girl, well-behaved girl, a girl with a lot of good qualities that the aunt used to tell. In what ways was Bertha well-behaved? She worked hard at school. She tried to please her parents. She behaved well at home. And she never lied. She always spoke the truth. Why did the children like the phrase horribly good? They never heard these two words together. Horribly and good, it is unusual, or it was unusual for the children to hear the word horribly with good. How many medals did Bertha have?
3.
She had 3. What did it say on them? Notice this question. What did it say on them? It means what was written on the medals. Okay. What did it say on them? Okay. So one medal had, what did it say? One medal said, never
Never
late.
late.
The second medal said, the best girl in
Number
the world.
1.
The most well-behaved girl in the world, right? Best behaved girl,
Yes.
right? And the third medal said, never, always polite. Why did
Never polite.
No, always polite. You will get that one.
Oh my God, how can you say that? So mean of you.
Why did the wolf see Bertha quickly?
Because her dress was so neat and clean that it was like blinding his eyes.
Yeah. Her dress was so white that the wolf could see it very quickly. You are wearing white in the middle of a jungle. It's very easy to spot. What could the wolf hear when she was shaking with fear?
Or medals?
Her medals clinking. The wolf could hear her medals clinking. Read and listen to the last part of the story.
You are wearing white too, by the way.
I'm very what?
White.
I'm wearing white, but there is no wolf here.
You never
9.12.
know.
The end of the story.
Amritsar is very far, no? The wolf will take time to get here.
What a terrible story to tell young children.
The aunt complained.
No, it's not. It's the most beautiful story I've ever heard.
Said the smaller girl.
It's the only beautiful story I've ever heard.
Said Cyril.
Well, at least I did manage to keep them quiet for a while.
Said the young man as he got up to leave the train.
Goodbye.
Well, what did he say to the aunt? That it's not that difficult to tell a story that can keep young children interested, right? That was the main point. And the children loved these stories. So he kind of, won in a way. Now, there is a question. Do you think the man's story was a good one to tell children? What was definitely good about it in this situation? So I would like to know what you guys personally feel about this story, whether it was a good story to tell young children. When you have young children around you, maybe your grandchildren, your own children, would you tell them this story? Do you think this story is a good story?
My grandchildren will suffer more than this. This is not a thing in front of what I'm going to tell them.
Now, understand the point. Why is this question here? Is it a good story to tell young children? Why did the aunt make an objection? Why did she say?
Because it was terrifying.
That's the word she used, but you have to answer, with your arguments. Why did she say it was a terrifying story to tell young children? You have to think about why the aunt disagreed with the story. Because
Because story always have good ending.
Yeah, well, I want you guys to go into the detail of it, okay? And try and express yourself the way you would do it in Hindi, okay? Allow yourself that freedom, Khushi. I'm pretty sure you guys are all capable of doing it, okay? First of all, you have to think that I want to talk about it. I want to talk about different aspects, everything that I have here in Hindi. First, think about it, and then maybe in English, okay? And it's time for me to wrap up, guys. So we'll continue tomorrow. Hopefully, I will have an answer from you all about what you think about the end of the story, whether it is a good story to tell young children or not. Okay? Is that fine?
No.
Hello, Bhushanji? I'm going to call you back in 5 minutes. मैं आपको 5 मिनट में call back करते हैं, ठीक है? Okay. So, yeah, people will have to wrap up now. Anything you want to say? So
you talk a lot.
I do.
And you are boring.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll try and be a little more interesting. I mean,
at this age, it's not possible.
I was going to add that although it's difficult to teach old dogs new tricks, but again, to keep. So we will meet tomorrow, hopefully, guys. And I would like to know what you guys think of the end of the story, whether it is a good story. If it is a good story, why is it not a good story? Why it is not a good story? Saurav Saab is taking interest in Palakdeep. Is she from India? What do you think, Saurav?
Who is taking interest? Let me know.
Singh Saab.
Nothing, because her accent is like American.
Oh, really? Have you heard American speak?
Do I look American?
Okay. All right, Palak, you came on camera just to prove him wrong.
Yeah, no, not prove him wrong, but so that his curiosity won't kill him. So, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I loved this.
Okay. Saurav is saying he loved
You loved what?
that you came on camera just for him. He's feeling so happy, so
Okay.
delighted that a girl came on camera just because of him. Right, Saurav? Sleep well, Saurav, tonight. Sleep well. I'll see you guys. Thank you for being.
Bye, sir. Good night, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye. See ya.
Night, sir. Bye.
Bye.